With me now here in Westminster is the UKIP leader, Gerard Batten. Good afternoon to you.
Hello, Simon.
Would you welcome Theresa May winning tonight, or at least getting an amendment through which would mean that her withdrawal bill means she goes back to Europe and says, I want the backstop changed?
Yes, I mean, what we don't want today is for these amendments to succeed, so that would actually mean that then if we don't get a withdrawal agreement agreed by the 26th of February, then the Parliament will then go and ask the EU to extend Article 50, probably up to the end of this year. We certainly don't want that, so we want these amendments to be defeated. I've always said all along that this whole no-deal thing is a false premise. There never was going to be a deal, so the best thing we can do is just leave on the 29th of March, and then we can explain to the EU how leaving works from our perspective once we've left.
That was what you say was probably true this morning, but what we're hearing is a major change and a gamble that Theresa May is taking and saying, I can go back to the EU and I will try and renegotiate that withdrawal deal. That changes everything.
Well, the withdrawal agreement that she's got is pretty bad anyway, and the EU has said it isn't going to negotiate. So is it prepared to make concessions on all the vast advantages that it's already gained from us? That's very unlikely, so I can't see what she expects to get out of them.
It's fair to say your biggest fear is an extension of Article 50, because
That's
for
right.
you regard that as an attempt to stop Brexit.
Oh, this is what I've said all along, Simon. Unfortunately, we have a Remainer PM in charge of a majority Remainer Parliament, and what I've always said, and I'm very sorry to be proved right, is that they will try to delay and impede this whole process with the intention of overturning it in the longer term. And of course, we're now in the second half of the impeding process, and if they manage to put back Article 50 until the end of this year, then they're well on their way to actually overturning the result of the referendum altogether.
And yet, listening to the Prime Minister in the Commons this afternoon, you very much got the impression that she is determined to see the people's vote through and leave the EU on the 29th of March.
Well, my golden rule of politics is listen to what people say, but judge them on what they do. And everything that she's done so far has been a climb down at every stage of the... When she said that she was going to take us out and you know, there was going to be a proper Brexit, and she's climbed down at every stage of the proceedings, given way to the European Union, made more and more concessions, and now she's going to go back and ask them again to negotiate when they've already said they don't want to. The best thing that can happen is that if we leave on the 29th of March, under the Withdrawal Act that we've got, which is a mechanistic act which explains how the government will handle our leaving the European Union without a withdrawal agreement, because the withdrawal agreement is going to be something that benefits the EU and not us.
Now, I've heard you say that before, and every day since you last said it to me, more and more people have been coming out, business has been coming out. We've had the Retail Consortium yesterday saying a no deal would be a disaster for the country, and they're saying that we might not have fresh food on our shelves, they could be empty.
I'm sorry, Simon, I stopped listening to this a long time ago. You've got vested interests, big business, who want continual waves of cheap labour. They like to be able to lobby the European Union with the kind of legislation that suits them, doesn't suit their smaller competitors. So I'm afraid it's all really a lot of nonsense. The idea that if we leave the European Union, somehow all supplies of food and medicine are going to dry up is complete nonsense. There are approximately 197 countries in the world, only 28 of them are in the European Union, all the rest of them trade with each other, most of them under World Trade Organization terms. We'd be much better off if we actually joined those majority of countries in the world and got away from the EU, which is actually a job-destroying and prosperity-limiting mechanism in itself.
Let's see how tonight goes, and we'll talk to you again after that.
Okay.
Gerard Batten, great to see you.
Cheers.
Thank you very much. Gerard Batten there, leader of UKIP.